No,
I always
keep
have to
doing
have
it
the
on
now
my own.
recording.
Yep.
So proud of you. Well, fuck. There goes any monetization we ever have, guys.
Nope.
So,
We're screwed.
so Taco Bell is adding spicy Pop Rocks
Oh
to
my
their new
God.
firecracker burrito, so that your asshole can explode even harder now.
Oh my
Jesus
goodness.
Christ.
Robert.
Just wanted to start it off.
On that note,
Wow,
On
Mira,
that
that sounds
note-
amazing. We need to go to Taco Bell Planet so bad. Io, on our way out, is it on the way? Can we make a side trip, please?
No.
Okay.
Fine. Whatever.
that's how we bring it all together. But yes, last time on the Adventures of the Peachy Keen, you guys had spoken with Sijorn and got further information about the location of Mira's mom. Upon doing that, you discovered exactly where she is on Korriban, a Sith planet, and Sijorn had offered to do at least some assistance as far as getting you guys in and out. And had made some suggestions as to the types of plans that you would make. So after gathering this information, you guys returned to the Peachy Keen, kind of sat down together and conversed and figured out a plan. Wherein Dell offered his services with his Mandalorian brothers and sisters to kind of work with the Republic to act as a veil over Korriban, as you guys would go in under the guise of stealth to go in, get her mom, and get out, preferably without interference from the Sith or Yara herself, as she is supposed to be there. And you guys kind of worked through this plan, figured it out, had a lot of discussions about it, and it sounds like a very solid plan. The next steps would simply be to go and converse with Iris and Sijorn later, iron out the plan, see what those two can assist you with, and then time will be of the essence to save Mira's mom successfully. So, at this present moment, you are finishing up your conversations upon the ship and agreed to go and reach out to Iris and Sijorn as soon as you can to put in the last few kinks of this plan and make sure everyone is on the up and up. So once that conversation has ended, you know that Iris and Sijorn are waiting for you back at the cantina. And as kind of a confidence has boosted around all of you, you feel very comfortable with this plan. You guys as a collective group once again ventured down the path of Rishi to Iris's cantina and walk inside to see Iris and Sijorn conversing where they had been a few hours previously. And Iris kind of looks up in the middle of conversation and kind of does a nod to you guys in recognizing that you were there before seeming to turn and finish whatever it was she was saying to Sijorn. But you guys are welcomed to get a drink or what have you, but you're free to meander over to the couple as you deem necessary.
Wait, Iris, you said drinks are on you? What?
It's a kind of weird drink.
Is that what I heard or no? I mean, I can pay. It's fine. I'm just wondering. Is that what you said? Yeah, Iris over here.
You see her shoulders kind of lift and then drop in this heavy sigh before she looks over at you with a smirk and does a very exaggerated, slow nod of yes.
Right. That's what I figured because like I'm in your crew now, and then we're doing a suicide mission to save the galaxy. Appreciate it. Hey bartender, I'll have 2 on the rocks. Thank you.
I will have Bantha Blaster today.
Oh, I'll have one of those too. That sounds good.
All right.
then
Any
he'll-
other drinks?
I'm surprised there's no comment from Ben about her Padawan getting wasted.
Not at the moment.
Nice.
She anticipates this at this point.
I mean, I like, there was, I think, what was it? She got after for getting wasted when we were meeting Sijorn for the first time. We didn't even know if he'd attack us or not. Gotta be sober for that one.
But now we know he won't.
Yeah.
Wait, you're still hoping he won't.
Yeah.
Out of character real quick for timing. Is this like right before we're gonna do a battle, or is this just another meeting for information?
This is a meeting before you guys would leave Rishi to go after, to make your way towards Korriban and
And how long would that take?
analyze.
Not that
The
Viri would
space
know,
travel would be, not that Viri would know. Viri doesn't know shit.
Hey, she knows
would-
the important shit.
Got called out.
Like how to find the
Got
right
called
tattoo
out.
in the smuggling system. Come on now.
It would take, with Io's expertise flighting, about a half a day.
Okay. Enough to
He knows
recover.
all the right. He knows the right paths and hyperspace routes to get there quicker than Norm.
Cool.
But we also need to take into account how long it's going to take for everyone else to get there too. Because if the Mandalorians and the Republic are both trying to get there at the same time, then,
Hyperspeed.
it's going to take longer than just how long it would take for us to get there.
Pretty much, you guys could get there a lot faster, but there is a little bit more coordination that needs to happen before you can actually go forward with this plan. It's now at the point of finalizing plans and getting things set up, and then going where you need to. Whether it's stopping somewhere real quick to do whatever before you go, or just going there and waiting. Whatever you guys decide to do. But for now, finalizing plans.
Making sure Sijorn knows what the hell's going on.
Considering he's your in and out, he kind of needs to know what's going on so you can cover your asses.
Perception check. What's Sijorn drinking?
Roll me a check.
Mm-hmm.
Sijorn.
What is he drinking?
Come on now. Shit. Roll. 6. It's the 4.
You get over there?
Yeah, I was trying to type over grilled cheese.
Oh, well, that doesn't work well.
Neither did my roll.
I've knocked down to 4. Yeah, what is Sijorn drinking?
Yeah.
Trying to decide. There's so many. Trying to figure out
there's
what
a lot
kind of drinking man he is. When he isn't just stealing Iris's drink because it's convenient.
Iris has like this reddish liquid. It's kind of a opaque red. It looks kind of interesting and gives off the scent of apples.
So when the bartender comes back and she takes a sip of the stuff on the rocks, she's like, nah, that's gross. No, can you just take these back? I'll just try like a taste of like what they're having. Just like, can you do like a flight of just like what you have? That'd be great. Just like a little taste of everything. I'm new to this.
Bartender looks over towards Iris like, what? And Iris just kind of nods, like, just go with it. So
Oh
the
yeah.
bartender starts to fill, like, samples of drinks in little shot glasses on a big old platter of various drinks.
I'm so excited
He
right
can be
now.
drinking breath of heaven.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I like it.
An expensive and exceedingly strong alcoholic beverage. One
Perfect.
of
It's
the
right up his
ingredients is
alley.
rice. Exactly.
Well, that's gonna come
Yep,
back
that's
up
up
for
our hot
conversation
potato
later.
salad.
Okay, that's all
So
Vera's
Aya
doing.
goes, takes his seat with his drink next at the table with them.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
Ven is just waiting for them to be done.
Okay. What is Dell doing?
You actually see Dell looking through what is basically a catalog of cyber implants.
Casually browsing.
Pretty much just sitting there waiting for everybody to do their shit. And he's just kind of flipped through a magazine. Cool. I love it.
What about Mira?
Mira. Yeah. Mira, honey, what are you doing?
I'm just waiting for everybody to say that we're good to go.
You want to try some of these drinks, Mira?
No, I better not.
Oh, that's right. Last time. Yeah. I mean, if you sip them, they're a little better. But all right. Plus, it's okay. Ven already said Jedi can't get drunk, so maybe she can like do that to other people too.
Ven like looks over, she's like, I never said Jedi can't get drunk. What are you talking about?
What? Yeah. You,
I said
you,
no.
What,
I said I can't get drunk
yeah, like
because of
Jedis,
my race.
right? Like
No,
because
no,
you're a
no,
Jedi.
No, because of my race.
Oh shit! And like just as the bartender puts down like the flight of stuff, I'm good, thank you. Jedi can't have drinks. We got to be ready for battle at all times. Oh, but that one looks good though. Let me try that. And she just like sips. No, mm-mm. I'm good, thanks. You call that breath of heaven? Whew. Ugh. Mm-mm. And then smells the apples and just like puts that one down off the plate, and then you can take the rest. You can take the rest.
Then gives a bit of a sigh as she's realized that this whole time Miri has been drinking because she thinks that Jedi can't get drunk.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
I knew that one would play off well. Viri pays very close attention to conversations when they're happening. She doesn't half listen. What are you talking about?
Come to weird
Okay.
conclusions.
I know, right?
No wonder I couldn't find any Jedi records.
Bartender looks a little miffed after going through and intricately making these itty bitty little drink samples, only for you to go, nah, I'm good.
I'll take them.
Relief is like very visible upon that, like, oh, thank God I didn't just waste my time. And the bartender happily slides you a sampling of various different colored drinks and liqueurs and just basically a Whitman sampler of booze. Have at it, Del.
Sounds amazing.
Well, funny thing is, due to Dell's cybernetic implants, he can't get drunk.
Pretty much. It's just like, tasty water.
Yeah, but Viri doesn't know that.
Nope.
No, Viri does not know
she does
that.
not need to know that.
That was the last damn thing she
Dude.
needs.
She sees him just take one, down it. Take another, down it. And he'll just keep going through them all.
Wow.
There's at least a good 30 to 40 of them, and they're all like, the shot glasses.
Is that really what old age does to you?
Whoa, tired.
Slow down.
I'm only 37.
Ugh. So old.
Ow!
I've
Listen.
only just turned 37. I
Yeah.
mean, why not use today to celebrate?
Well, we didn't really have birthdays, so I don't know when my birthday is. Anyways. Tastes like apple.
I was just like smirking as he's watching Viri and Del. Sijorn has no emotion.
As anticipated. Iris also shares a smirk with her brother-in-law. Your antics. And kind of lowers the data pad that she had up and had been showing Sijorn amidst their conversations. Kind of lowers it down to the table. Signaling to all of you that their individual conversation had come to a close and she was ready to pay attention to you guys as a group. So once you guys do get back to the table and kind of, I say sober up, but that's relevant. Just kind of a bit more serious. She kind of crosses her arms on her chest and sits back, and she goes, "So, Iggy, you guys have figured something out?"
Yeah, we did.
Right? What's your plan?
So,
Then kind of like
Del's gonna-
waves the hand to Del.
So, like,
Tell it,
I
Del.
he looks over.
It was your idea. Go ahead and say it.
Oh, right. Okay, right. So,
It's your time to shine. You got this, buddy.
it's been a while since I've done this. He puts a data disk on the ground, and it shows the planet. So, first of all, we are going to be approaching the planet first. We're going to try and fly under the radar, getting as close as we can to the compound on which Mira's mother is being held. When I give the signal, the whole fleet of Mandalore and a fleet from the Republic should begin an invasion on the planet. The invasion is not just a distraction for us, it's a chance to liberate the souls from the planet who have been taken there, forced there, and to apprehend those who gave themselves over to the dark side.
So not only are we gonna try and get my mama back, but we're gonna try and rescue as many people as we can.
Yeah,
I think that's
in
a
doing
plan.
so,
Fine.
and he pulls out another data disk, and it shows a picture of Yara. Unannounced to the Republic for fear of contacts within their ranks. I am going to have the Mandalorians try to peacefully acquire this individual. This is Yara, Mercedes' right hand, his apprentice. She is going to be there. So they will acquire her as quickly and discreetly as possible, away from the prying eyes of the Republic. Because I'm sure the Jedi Council will have a lot to talk to her about. As the invasion is taking place and the extraction is successful, we will be immediately leaving planet and jumping to a safe rendezvous coordinates where we will meet with the flagship of the Mandalorian fleet after the invasion. It will be containing Yara. Hopefully. I do not doubt their skills in performing this mission to the best of any capability. But I cannot promise what fate holds for us. So, Sijorn, you're the one getting us in and getting us out, correct? The one flying us in?
Gives a slight nod.
Good. What we are going to do, I thought this bit through as well, because you might want to be out there as quick as possible, right?
Hmm.
I need an answer here.
He like gives another like fair nod.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to acquire one of these, and he brings up a personnel carrier, basically just a small ship that would be in the hangar. From the intel that we have, and a bit of intel that I've managed to gather privately, they will be bound to have these.
Ruh-roh.
Oh,
Who was
yeah.
No.
Ruh-roh,
Oh,
Scooby.
I'm here. I'm back. Hi.
Okay.
Bendo's one
I
of
had like
those.
5 billion screens open.
Ben, like, you know, like when someone's sitting there with their hand on their chin, but they're like falling asleep, and then they just kind of like nod off, and they're like, "No, I'm good. I'm back. I'm back." Yep. Mm.
I'm here. Hi.
Oh, poor Dill.
So good. So we will get out in one of these. Now I know that security will be tight and be tricky. So I will be going in disguise as a Sith.
Ew.
This will only be on the way out.
Random question.
Yes.
Don't the Sith use the Force and stuff?
They do. But in the heat of chaos, they're not going to be really paying attention to the Force signatures that are going to be around us. I'm going to be acting as if I'm moving high-value targets to a safer location. On the way out. Then, Viri, I know I did not discuss this with you prior.
Oh, ready and attentive, sir.
You two will be the captives, so to say. Your identities will be masked, but your Force signature should well cover for my lack thereof of one. Anyone gets in our way, well, let's pretend I'm going to be a really pissed off Sith Lord.
DM. I know we talked about this, but
Sure.
we never did anything in game. Did Viri have any chance to practice battle meditation with? Oh, why am I blanking out? Bastila.
Stella? Yes. Yeah. I know we never really touched on it in game, but yes. She has decent enough grip on it to manipulate at least the immediate area around her. She can't quite do a like full scale
Sure.
sky battling on the ground, but
Yeah.
at least in her immediate vicinity, she could turn the tides as necessary.
Could she potentially, or does she have any knowledge of being able to use that to like almost fake our signature onto Dell as well? Because I was thinking if you give battle meditation to someone else, you're at least extending the force to them somewhat. Would that be any way where if someone was briefly passively looking at them, they'd see 3 signatures instead of 2?
Yeah, actually, that would be
Like a possibility.
yeah, because that is taking their war-oriented or fight-oriented mind, and they are not going to see any missing blips per se.
Right.
They will would be able to cover that up, and then they would go, oh, okay, and just move along. It's essentially kind of turning their heads away to allow you to do what you will.
Okay. So she's gonna be like, okay. Sijorn, right? I'm sorry. I'm new. I'm really bad at
It's
names.
Sijorn theory.
Sijorn. I'm sorry.
You really are.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Kind of passively close your eyes and tell me how many force signatures you can tell. And she's gonna like, since she's like next to Ven, she'll like put one hand on Ven and one on Del, and she's gonna try and like do battle meditation and extend it out to Del.
Okay.
And kind of do like the hand motions where it's like, you know, where you have like 2 in one hand and 1 in the other, and then she's gonna be like 2 over to 3.
Like a magic trick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think the best part is Io probably sees this too.
Right? Yeah, I forgot she could ask Io too. But I was trying to think from like a Sith's perspective. But yeah. She's like, yeah, okay, I feel kind of, I gotta concentrate on it at times, but is it working? Enough to...
Are you constipated?
God, no! Del, dang it! And she kind of like lets go of it. Dang it, no!
What's going on?
I was trying to... Okay, so Bastila taught me something where I could like help extend our force powers kind of to people to like help them in battle, or like at least make it more so battle goes in their favor. I don't know. I didn't really get the specifics. I just kind of got the gist of it. But I was thinking like if we can be like, if I could be like, and focus on that during captivity, then you could look like a Sith with a force signature. Have you ever thought if the Force could sign something? We always say Force signature. Anyway, never mind.
So you're telling me that you can fake me having the Force?
Maybe? And she turns to Sijorn. Ah! Ah!
Did it look like I had a Force signature?
Or at least close enough to be like, someone scribbled in the lines with the crayon while they're running by so they wouldn't think that he doesn't have one.
You briefly made him have a general force aura.
Yes!
To give a more Sith signature, you would have to channel the dark side.
Oh. Well, that's true. I mean, she kind of looks over at Ben.
No.
Okay. Sorry. I mean, I could zap you.
Oh, did I?
I mean, I didn't know how I could do
As
that
long-
anyway.
Yeah.
As long as I have some Force signature around me, they won't suspect it, because they're obviously gonna flock to the hangar to try and get, you know, air support out there as quick as possible.
I mean, would you
So-
suspect it, Sijorn, if you saw a light force user holding 2 light force users in captivity? Is it just better to just keep our signatures up and then let him be an unforced user? Do they have them in the Sith Academy? Like, hey, you're a squib, but you can still like push the boxes around.
What the frick?
Look, sorry guys, and you see Viri like snapping her fingers. I think there's caffeine in that last drink. I'm just spitballing here, outside the box ideas.
Viri, I live with you like 24/7, and even I didn't understand what you just asked.
Like Are there okay? So like the Jedi Temple has to have people that are non-Jedi working there, right? So like, does the Sith Academy be like, "Hey, janitor, I know you didn't end up having Sith powers, so go clean up or go take these captives over here, or drive my ship," like, or is it if you don't have Force powers, you're just dead? You're dead to me.
The only ones who don't have the Force who are employed at the Academy are the slaves.
Would a slave be walking other slaves around? Maybe like a higher up loyal slave that's made his path and been loyal to a
Developing
Citadouche.
a backstory
Yeah,
for Del.
exactly.
If I may interrupt,
Io just gives her this like deadpan stony look.
Okay, I'll
No.
shut up now. It was an
Slaves.
idea. It was just all right.
if I may, I think it would be better if I just intimidate my way through.
Okay.
7 foot tall Sith Lord wielding a great saber.
Shielding his power set. Yeah. Like Sijorn over here. I could barely even tell you're a Sith. I'm just saying, very well done. And she like puts
He
her finger on
does
her
keep
nose.
his Force signature tightly under wraps, so it's hard to really tell what he is.
Cool. All right, well, we'll go with that. Then never mind. Forget my idea. I'll just keep my battle meditation to myself.
You don't want to see his Force signature.
It does give me cramps when I use
So
it.
we're gonna go in. We're gonna act like I have captured you and I have brought you in. The moment we land, Sijorn, you have every right to then jump out of there as fast as possible. Get as far away as you need to be, if that makes you happy. Just let us know if you're going to stick around and help us out. It would be appreciated. But self-preservation is in your best interest. So it's up to you. I'll walk you through. We're going to acquire where the Mira's mother is. Get her, get out. While the invasion is occurring.
The
So
whole
rundown.
time he's been like sitting there with his elbows on the table and his fingers laced together kind of in front of his mouth. And
Just to
he's just like
clarify.
silent as he's thinking it over.
As Andrew's typing
So-
too. Lucy.
Yeah.
No, actually.
Actually, no, not this
Oh,
time.
okay. I can't tell.
So, right, just to make things clear, Sijorn will drop us off. We'll be under the guise of a Sith Lord bringing in captives. Find Mira's mother. We leave. It's going to be crowded in that hangout for sure. So we have to be quick, precise. Get out. We jump to the rendezvous. And then, hopefully, by the end of it, we have Mira's mother and Yar in our possession. Then, we can work on the Skyforge. Or is it Starforge? Which one is it?
Starforge.
Close.
We can work on the Starforge. Any questions now?
Okay, out of character, I just want to make sure I have this right. So we're all going in with Sijorn sneaking us in, right? And then we're finding Mira's mom while the attack starts,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then when we find Mira's mom, then what? I didn't get the point of Del pretending to be a Sith. What
The
is
whole
that?
point to get us, the whole point of us to get all the way into the block without having to be
Fight our
very
way in.
sneaky or fight our way in, to minimize it, is to have us be basically led straight there.
Okay.
Find out where she is with Mira's help, then acquire Mira's mother, and then basically pretend to be evacuating so we're not followed. And it doesn't seem, conspicuous that certain people... It's going to be hard to keep track of multiple slaves being freed, so
Yeah.
it'll basically just us being under the radar, going, right, everyone get out, fight for this, get the fuck out. We take one of their carriers, their ships, get out to a rendezvous position, meet up in Mandalore, and...
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Very-
So just so I make sure to, when we're doing like the Del pretending to be a Sith with us, that's at the after we find Mira's mom, or is that before? Like that's a whole time.
Let's do it the whole time. It'd be easier.
Viri has her hand raised.
What's that?
Of course it does.
So good ideas. I like this. Sijorn, would you? I mean, just for sake of believing us, because Del, that does seem like a risk to get all the way into the block if no one knows who you are. Sijorn, could you get us in all the way, and then one of us knocks you out when we get free from our chains, so no one thinks you betrayed him. Are you an actor?
Sijorn doesn't want to be there at all.
Has he
If I
said
remember
that?
correctly. Yes.
You guys haven't actually really given him
Yeah,
a chance to speak.
that's
He's
what I was
just been
gonna
quietly
ask, yeah.
sitting there this whole time.
That's why I was
Ven
just wondering
kinda
what
puts
you
her
were
hand on the
thinking.
table. Ven puts her hand on the table and motions to Sijorn let the man speak.
Sorry.
It's a long pause before he kind of sort of sits up a little straighter. We are not going to do any of that.
Viri's giving the ooh between Del and Sijorn right now.
What do you mean?
It is absolutely pointless and a waste of time and resources.
To go in pretending to be Sith and discreetly
Everyone who is there will look at you and know you are not Sith.
That is the whole point of having the Force signature.
That I can't do because I don't.
She can't do it.
Well, there'll be both of you.
The
You'll be able to
teacher
cope
said no.
at least.
We can code
Well,
ourselves.
Sijorn, what's your plan then? Do you have one?
I do agree with the planet-wide attack from the Mandalorian forces. And we can use that to our advantage because I can give the people... Sorry, I'm trying to think of how he would word this. I'm this is complicated terms. Sorry, player is having a blank. Anyway, I will give the others warning that there is an impending attack that will give the Academy time to prepare for what they believe to be an attack on the Academy itself. And then while all their attention is diverted to the attack, that will give you guys the opportunity to slip in and slip out without being noticed. There will be no need to come to this ridiculous facade of being a Sith because nobody will be looking where you are. They're going to be outside focusing on the attack. I will not be with you, slipping you in. You'll be doing that entirely on your own resources. You'll have Mira and Iris to help you by hacking into the security systems. I will be out there fending off the attack and keeping them diverted away from where Ida's cell is.
No. The whole point of this is to have the element of surprise.
Yeah, but we also... It helps to have Sijorn make it look like he's still with them. Or, well, I mean, you are still with them, but you know what I mean. Like, you're not in the plan with the attack, right? Even a momentary notice would be helpful to help him keep
How
under...
would you know?
No, what?
I'm an assassin. I have many resources.
Then surely you would know prior to the attack, not minutes. I'm not calling this in a day later. The moment we land, the moment our boots are on the ground, that's when the attack is starting. So if you pop up and say, hey, there's attack incoming right now, something's going to be up. Mercedes is going to question why you didn't warn them prior if your skill set is so good, if you have your resources. Because I don't think that's something that you typically do. You are always prepared, are you not? You always are 2 steps ahead of everything, are you not? Is that not the
Silas
whole...
would not question me.
Oh, got him. Snap, snap.
And it's better if you arrive with the attacking force or a few minutes behind it.
Like under the
That was the
disguise
plan
of the
from the
attack.
get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were saying we'd do that. Yeah, so that's okay.
But no, I'm not having you warn them about my people attacking. And I will not have you fighting against my people. You're meant to
Oh,
be
you
helping
can't-
us.
Del, you can't exactly call all of the shots with how he operates, though. We need to make sure that we're all
So we're going to follow
very
him.
careful.
Oh, no, we're following
Did
you.
I say that?
But he's trying to make sure he can get as many of his people out as he can safe, too.
His people?
There's a lot of
You
people that are
mean Sith?
brainwashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll be brought in by the Republic and the Mandalorians. Then you can do whatever the hell you want. You can go, you know, spy and break them out, whatever prison they're put into. The whole point is that we have the element of surprise on our end. They won't know what hit them. That's the point.
It's like you said, I have many resources. I would know an attack is coming. To keep it a surprise would be more suspicious than having me warn them that there is something coming.
Yes, but again, minutes before it happens.
I don't think you need to dwell on that too much, though. I mean, there could be lots of different things that would have kept him from being able to find it out before. I wouldn't think that would be the suspicious point. It would be the timing of it.
You don't even
At
need to
this
be
point-
there.
At this point, Iris kind of leans forward and rests her arms on the table. We've already discussed this. Sidus is aware of Sijorn's connections and knows that Sijorn has exterior connections and is at least vaguely aware of my skills.
Exterior
So-
connections. I like that.
Sijorn and I have already discussed this, and his knowledge will be I idly discovered it. It follow a story because he is here, and it's been known that when he comes to Rishi for me, it tends to be some time. That would be why he doesn't know right away. He's preoccupied with other business. So
Fury laughs for a second and then gets quiet.
Oh, it does make sense.
He
And
could have.
I've,
He could stay here though.
but he is loyal to Poseidus. And you can just kind of see a little smirk on her face. Why wouldn't he rush home and protect his his lord.
We still need him on the inside right now. We can't blow his cover.
He is our exterior contact. Our interior contact.
I'll be right back.
Oh, those drinks hit Dell. Yep.
Also, earlier when Del was showing all those holograms and diagram things, whatever it was he was showing on the floor, if anyone had been looking at Sijorn, they'd have noticed him staring straight ahead at, like, straight ahead where he was sitting, but, like, Wraith was kind of peering up over his shoulder at everything. Because he was using her to see what the hell Del was showing.
Oh, that's fun. Fun little detail.
Yeah.
I love Wraith.
She's so cute. She's very good at being the eyes for her master, who has no eyes.
She got married?
I'm so entertained by this whole discussion.
Oh yeah, it's been fun. I gotta tell ya. We'll just kind of pause that conversation, I suppose. I know Mira fucked off to go do her own thing, so Rob's AFK.
Sijorn has a lot more to say to Del.
Has many things to say today. Oh God.
It's been so funny actually sitting here because I could just feel him just being like waiting for a chance to like say something about how stupid Amaran was to him. He's just like, everyone will look at you and know none of you are Sith.
Yeah.
Well, that like wasn't the plan we talked about either, so I was like really confused. I had to message Mike and be like,
Wait, what?
"What? What's going on?" I don't remember talking about any of this.
What's going on?
I'm so good.
I'm back.
Oh,
Welcome back.
Sorry.
You're fine. So yes, Iris kind of nods a little bit to what you had said, Ven, and she goes, he does still have to cover his tracks, and I would much appreciate if you allowed him to do what he needs to do, because I would like him alive. And it would dampen my mood if anything were to happen to Sijorn.
But what he is suggesting is more complicated than what I was suggesting. Why turn up? The whole point was, the whole plan that I had formed was that you drop us off and you leave like you were never there.
But if he has resources telling him there's an attack, then he would stay and defend. He wouldn't dip out.
Or even
I
if
would be expected to.
well, even if he didn't have the news, I'm sure if there was a huge attack on Korriban, Asidas would call all his people back there to fight. So he'd kind of have to go show up regardless of if he warned anybody or not. Correct?
It would look better for Sijorn and less suspicious to Asidas, well, more so to Yara's prying eyes, but it would look less suspicious if the faithful watchdog notated a event that was impending and at least give them a little bit of time. Now, I'm not saying that the Mandalorians and Republic should also be surprised by them being prepared. I am a believer of information and accurate information. And I believe that it would work best for them if they were prepared for them to be ready to attack. It would disarm the Sith forces that their warning is not well heeded, and it would make them focus a lot harder on the forces attacking them than a small group of mice slipping in to nibble at the crumbs under their feet, if you get my drift.
Well, and I suppose you could even mislead them on how they're attacking, so they could be preparing for the wrong kind of attack, even if you wanted. Potentially.
I do have my ways of manipulating information. Information is my job.
So, I mean, we could make it so that
It's
you know,
mostly accurate.
the goal is accomplished, but it doesn't actually hurt the Mandalorians or anybody that's fighting.
I would still need to fight against them regardless, because it would
Right.
look suspicious if I was there and I wasn't.
Then you will be using non-lethal methods. At most, knock them out.
That again would arouse suspicion.
I don't care.
There's something
The
else
whole
we
I
need to
was
think about,
asking
too.
for you. If I was asking for the Republic's help in dealing with something, I would fully expect to have multiple losses on my side for the sake of them doing their job and doing what I asked them to help me with. You cannot work with opposing forces and not expect loss on both sides.
I don't care if my people get killed. It is the way. I care if you kill them. I will not
Aside-
have my people die just so you can save your own fucking ass.
Del, hold on a second. This is not even about him saving himself. This is about us making sure we have a double agent that knows what's going on and that can get us and is keeping his cover.
Exactly. Saving his ass. Making sure that he doesn't look like he's not the puppet of some chaotic Sith.
Right, so we can
Well,
utilize
if-
what resources he has. That's the whole point.
To continue going
If
after
you
his
refuse
item.
to accept me as I am, doing what I must to keep myself in Asidus's good books for your information, then you will not have my help at all, and I will withdraw all information, and I will begin to plot against you. And you do not want that.
If you can make it to the door.
Del, no, listen, we all
No,
are
no,
coming.
no. This is what I'm on about. Trying to please him. Trying to have him. Make him
Del.
prove that he's not just some Sith dog.
Del, if we didn't have him here, we wouldn't know any of this. And we would be blind to what's going on.
We would have found a way. We would have found other sources of information.
Or we would be dead.
Date? How would we
Yes,
be dead?
Viri. Look over at Viri, who has raised her hand.
Hey, Del.
What?
Sijorn, no offense on this. All in all, I am on your side. Just bear with me on this next statement. Del, think of it this way. Using this guise and being able to set up this attack and this operation the way you want it is saving more Mandalorian lives than going in blind and having Sith be our enemy. I think you both are kind of thinking with extremes, and I get it. You're loyal to your race, and you as you should be. But I think it sounds like the information Sijorn can give us is the most direct I don't know, you use this all the time. Operational information that we've had in ages to actually do something. And using it to save your people and have this operation be quick and done, and then we can call off the attack or go all in as soon as we're out. you know there's going to be lives lost, but that doesn't mean it's our fault. If we have Sijorn now know what we're doing and going back and telling Asatus exactly what he got from us, not only is he in better graces with Asatus, now they're going to raise the defenses, and any other time we try and get Mira's mom or make an attack against this forge, more Mandalorians would die.
Again, if he made it to the door,
That's just like
You're making it
massaging
seem-
her forehead.
you're making it sound like I will let him walk away without this agreement.
Pretty sure he has his ways to get out of here. We're outnumbered. I guarantee Iris has people in the city at a moment's notice to call.
Besides, we don't need to resort to violence. We have a plan worked out. Besides, what Sijorn does is not my concern. What is my concern, though, is if Yara is there and we run into her, what do we do with her?
It might not be your concern what he does, but it is mine.
I mean, as a Jedi,
If I was to get all
going
of
to
your
make further
Jedi
face.
friends to do this, if I was to get your Jedi friends, people you grew up with and trained with to do this, you would want to make sure that he wasn't the cause of any of their deaths too. Like I said, I don't care if they fall. Because they will fall. Saving lives, I don't want him doing it to keep up some act. My plan, he gets in and out. That's it. He doesn't participate. Like he was never there.
I think that would be
And
more
no.
specific.
Asatus,
I
Asatus
may just be a smuggler, but I feel like acting is part of being a double agent, and like I feel like you gotta kind of do what you gotta to keep up that illusion that you're still on the side that you originated from, that you're spying on. I was just like feeling tense.
Yeah, out of character, can I be like really, really honest for a second? I've had a really weird conflict week, and some more conflict is just making me really upset right now. So I think I
Sorry.
might like, no, it's fine. I mean, I know you're playing in the way you want. It's just I like as someone like Ven would directly combat this all the time, and I feel like I'm just not in a place to do that at the moment. So I actually think I might bow out for a little bit, and you guys can like finish the discussion, please.
Yeah, we can say that Ven, just with everything, needed to take a breather.
She goes back to the ship with Mira.
Yeah, I don't know. You can just tell me when you're
Goes
done
to
with the
check on her,
conversation or
see what she's
something. I
doing.
just, yeah, I don't know. I just can't handle that today. So,
Hi,
That's
Ven.
fine.
Welcome back,
but,
Ven.
Or
I'm
can we
making
just
coffee.
out of character make a decision on what we're doing? Or Del, do you think Del would actually fight this foot and ground, and you need RP it out?
I'm just gonna say right now, if you don't agree to what Sijorn and Iris have suggested, Sijorn's not helping you.
No, Del would definitely fight this out, but he'll eventually give in seeing that he's outnumbered.
I mean, Mira personally went back to the ship because I disagree with a lot of the tactical decisions that Matt's saying. Not as a character, but as me having
Army.
Yeah,
other
you kind of have.
experience.
Yeah.
All right,
You're
so
thinking way too far into this.
so long story short, RP. Del finally gives in, probably frustrated, but sure. What are we doing? We're
That works.
letting Sijorn make the diversion. We're gonna
Not
go
how
in,
you say it.
and then are we good? Like, is that what we're doing?
I'll be right back, you guys. I'll be right back.
Basically, Sijorn's going to warn the Academy that, like, he's gonna go there and say that one of his resources just told him that there's an invasion, an attack of some kind happening. so that he can start getting everybody prepared to fight. And then when the forces land and battle occurs, then the Peachy Keen crew can fly in, sneak over to where Ida is while Sijorn continues to direct forces away from her cell. And then they're going to get her and get out. And then the whole attack can probably be called off at that point.
Yeah, that was kind of the point I was wondering. Is the attack being called off, or is it being pushed forward?
No, the attack will be pushed forward because the whole point of it was to
Take out the
release slaves,
academy. Yeah.
take out the academy. There are thousands of people there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because the idea was
Sijorn
that
was
was
probably.
yeah. That was the whole like guise of it, was that it was they were made notified about whatever's going on there and are going in under their own resources to cover for the Peachy Keen to go in and do their own thing. It's a distraction technique.
Cool.
And on the side, we save people.
Yeah.
Del will
And
stand
at some
on the
point,
table and
Sijorn will
go,
just kind of slip away.
Mm-hmm. So then...
Del would have been the first to leave. He would have gone, I need to call people.
Hand on pistol, hand on lightsaber, the tension in the air. And then Del just turns, I'm going to call people. And then everyone else is like, whew. That could have gone bad. Actually, no, Veer would be sitting back, and then as soon as Del walks out, that went better than I thought. It's gone worse before. I think we did well today, guys.
I think we did too.
Iris does not say anything. Her eyes are fixated on Sijorn.
He basically hasn't changed his expression or his posture at all. There was the barest starting of bristling near the end there before Del gave in. But only Iris could see that starting. When you notice it, that's when there's a problem.
Yep, that is exactly why her eyes are fixated straight on him. Nobody else noticed, but just at one point, her head just kind of snapped over to him, and she just continues to look at him. Not saying a word.
He just kind of sort of slowly turns his head to look at her, and then picks up his drink and takes a sip.
I don't know how you drink that. That is heavy.
She kind of exhales a breath, and you see that her shoulders had apparently been tensed because they do relax a little bit. And she seems to relax a little bit at that before she finally turns her gaze to the rest of you. And with an uncharacteristically calm and measured tone, she speaks as she looks at each and every one of you in turn. I highly suggest that an outburst of that level does not occur in my place ever again. I respect you all. You are friends of my brother. So you have the utmost respect of me. However, I do not tolerate my relationships being threatened. And while some of you may be more aligned to do good, I am not opposed to protecting what is mine. At any and all costs. That is my job. That is how I got to be the way that I am. So, while I understand how he feels, I would expect him to be a bit more measured next time he enters my domain.
I totally understand. Don't worry. That was... Ooh. I did not expect that. I mean, I feel like I should expect it by now, but somehow it still surprises me every time.
He gets very protective of his people, but sorry that it had to happen in your domain. But don't worry. Just as much as you protect your relationships, he tries to protect his. And we try and make sure that the two relationships coexist as we feel like they can.
As I said, I understand how Dell may feel. It is painful to lose family in that regard. And her eyes drop for a moment. Before glancing tentatively to Sijorn. And then she continues to look back around at all of you. However, with what you are planning and the enemies that you are going to face, you will need to absorb the fact that losses will be made on both sides. It's a matter of some losses will have to be made, and some you will have to decide are not worth being made. There is no easy answer. Never is in war. And that is what will happen. Sijorn will have your back. I can assure you that. Whether he is happy about it or not, he will do what he needs to do because of various different reasons. However, what you are setting up is a war. And in a war, there are consequences to every action. Dell is an experienced warman, as are you then. And understandably, after seeing enough losses, you do not want to wish anymore.
I think Fen walked out after Dell. Just making sure he's okay.
Well,
No,
then,
the only people that are there is Io and Viri.
Yeah. Agreed. And she spits her hand and puts it out for Iris. Smuggler style. Or
I was just like, oh god.
sorry, this is how we do it on Coruscant. Is that not okay? And she like waves her hand. Just kidding. No, I didn't realize that's not how you do it here on Rishi. It's like a smuggler's table right now. This is kind of cool. Anyways,
It is.
yeah. So agreed. We're good. Sorry. This is Jedi Sith working together, Mandalores, sprinkling some chaos. It's fun, right? Anyways. So cool. So you'll message
Iris
us?
Iris kind of gives you a gentle smile. Her stern facade seems to have faded. Just briefly. And she kind of reaches across the table and puts her hand on your arm. And she goes, I am not mad. Yuri, I understand. This is a
You're
delicate,
just disappointed. I'm just kidding.
right?
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Okay.
This is a delicate piece that we are trying to forge. But on both sides, everyone has to defend what they have to defend. Sijorn is not necessarily protecting his people because he cares about them. He's doing it for self-preservation.
Oh, of course.
So that Sidus and Yara don't focus on him. And I'm sure once your Mandalorian friend has calmed down, he would understand.
He will.
I gotta be honest. I would be doing the same thing.
I think what his perspective is if we were to interact a plan working with a so called enemy or a double agent, and then finding out to have that enemy have to keep their cover, they had to still fight full force to the death against the Peachy Keen, any of us wouldn't be okay with that. And that's kind of what he's coming from, because those are his brothers. It's seeing it as a large scale or not, but he'll be okay with it, because ultimately he knows this is what has to happen. He's just trying to protect the people he's oathed to protect. Just like if I found out that you turned your blade against Io, whatever the cause, my blade would then be at his side. Just as much as if we ever turn on you, Sijorn, Iris, I'm sure your blaster would be aimed at me. It's kind of understood, isn't
I'm
it?
pretty sure they already were.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, that's part of what we're doing.
And I mean, really, if you're throwing people at a Sith Academy, you have to be ready for retaliation and death on your side as well. Anytime you go up against Sith, that's like, ooh.
I get that. I think Adele's someone that, especially strategically, if he knows that if he could prevent something from happening to do more harm to his people, he will. So it's just better for him to know that, yeah, there's going to be retaliation. He doesn't need to know what you're doing. I think it's just better to know the second you dropped us off or we've gotten in and you're there, we don't need to know what you're doing. We get it. But any more knowledge that Del has of what you're going to be doing against the Mandalorians, the more he's going to feel obliged to step in. That's all. I think we're all on the same page now, though, right?
If it helps.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
If it helps your friend at all, I am willing to arrange for proper compensation for any of his brothers and sisters that fall. I will make sure that they are properly honored and that their losses are not for no reason, especially to Bell. Ideally, in my perfect world anyway, minimal will occur. And that would be fine. However, make no mistake, once this domino is toppled over, there will be a war again.
Yeah. I think we all realize that. And we all want to minimize. And I think we all realize, though, at the same time, we're all going to defend ourselves, too.
Self-preservation is quite the thing.
Yeah.
But it is not going to be easy. That being said, it is good to have the strong connections that you have in the galaxy. Your crew is a family, and the family fights far more fiercely when one of their own is in danger than merely comrades. And that is what the Mandalorians are. They are not comrades, they are family. Be it not always by blood. That is why he fights so fiercely. And that is why he will fight fiercely for you.
Well, I'm glad if we're going to start a war that we have strong allies that together, even though we're on different sides, we can try and minimize the death. And she looks right at Sijorn and puts out her hand.
He kind of like.
Come
looks
on,
at
man!
it,
You
but
gotta
he doesn't
eventually shake the
take it.
hand. Come on! Like
Earth gives her
fist
usual
bump.
sigh.
Something. We're like, we're good, right? Like we could. Come on, right? We're doing our best here. Anything? A twitch, a
Right.
nod.
Wraith kind of sort of climbs over his shoulder to like try and sniff at Beery's hand.
Yeah, she just does like the whole like gives the back of the hand as a sniff to let Wraith have at it.
And then Wraith just like kind of drags her tongue over top of her hand, and it's just like this sort of slobber all over.
Yeah.
She goes back to his back.
I'll take it. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go back though and check on Van and Del, but I think we're good. I'll let you guys have a couple more moments, brothers and stuff, all that kind of thing. And she kind of turns to go out, and then like, oh right, that's right, I'm supposed to give you a tip. Like 10 would work, right? Like for a tip. And she's just like looking at the bartender. Here, whatever, fine. It's 10,000 credits, and she just like sends it over, and then starts skipping out.
Io just
Bartender
has
is
so
very
many
perplexed.
concerns about her free throwing of money in this place.
You guys didn't think she was gonna get all her drinks for free, did you? Come on now.
Yeah, free my ass. Iris kind of watches her leave. She just kind of chuckles and shakes her head. And she goes, Io, you have quite the family.
Apparently. Although Fury is pretty fun. She's not kind of stressing me.
Well, it reminds me of a younger me. Take that as you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. Back in your wild youth.
Iris kind of glances at Sijorn and gives a little smirk.
He's like just not even looking at her. Just looking straight ahead.
Did mean what I said, though.
Huh.
There's...
Yeah.
I'm worried about your crew. And what
I
you
am
are going to get
too.
into. I don't think they're fully prepared what's going to happen. Even the two that have been through a war.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, when I took this job, I had no idea that it would lead to this. Io just looks kind of pensive and nervous. He's more the running away type when it comes to big situations like this. Small fights, oh yeah, he goes all out, but like full-scale battles and wars, he's like,
I'm a little uncomfortable.
especially knowing that the crew is the reason for it.
Yeah, it would have happened eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Viri in your crew. It would have happened.
Lies.
Shoots the wrong guy's arm off.
It all started when one of Asitis' spies lost an arm in the cantina.
I mean, you never know. Oh, God. Oh no,
Oh, boy.
who did we lose?
Rachel had to go. There were some outside issues, hence the causing. So she has opted to bow out early, which is
Okay.
fine.
And she just wanted to remind us, like, it wasn't us. There's other stuff going on in her life that kind of added to it. So
Yeah, yeah. It was definitely not this. There's exterior stressors happening. So that's okay. We'll just say that Ven was a little perturbed by everything and went to go meditate. Oh, that works.
That does.
But anyway, um, we can say that conversation with Sijorn and Iris kind of finishes off, and uh,
Io finishes his drink and then heads back to make sure his ship is in tip-top shape for what's that gonna come. Gotta be fast and stealthy.
yes.
Veer checks in on Ven, kind of like sees that she's meditating, and is gonna go over and knock on Dell's door.
As you have
Sorry.
made
go
your
on.
way to the Peachy Keen, you notice once you get there, the droids that had been taking care of things on the docks are just destroyed. Just parts scattered everywhere.
What the fuck?
Dell? Oh, sorry, my comm was off. Click, click. Dell, Mira, are you guys on the ship?
You see a large. It's like a freshly bought battle droid, like a big one. It's partially torn apart. You just see it be thrown off, out of the cargo hold onto the ground. It's like crawling away. You see Dell walking up to it. Son of a... And he punches a hole in the back of it and rips out like the main circuits, and it just dies.
That was my favorite training one. I got it perfectly tuned. All right. Hey, buddy. You doing all right?
No. No, I'm not. There's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah. I get why you're mad. We just need to direct it to the right people, that's all.
And who are the right people, if not the Sith?
Not the Sith that are helping us save people. I mean, you're working with Jedi. Never thought you'd be doing that. Who says we can't be working with a Sith one day?
Because the difference between the Sith and the Jedi is that the Jedi have morals. They don't massacre
Depends on the
for the
ones you
sake
meet.
of massacring.
I understand that.
The Battle of Coruscant could have been avoided had the Sith had just left. But no. They wanted to prove their strength, prove that to the Jedi that they were a threat.
I mean, to play devil's advocate, hasn't the Mandalorians also gotten into battles just to prove their own strength and love of war?
We were forced to fight for our home. We have a love for combat. Fighting is in our nature, is in our very belief. Much like training with a blade is just as important as training with your mind to the Jedi. We never want war. No one wants war. But the Sith. Because war breeds sadness, and sadness leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. I know what I'm doing, shut up.
Straight up. What? Damn it. Continue.
My bad.
It's okay.
Quotes.
References everywhere.
All of the quotes.
Just we work with the Jedi because we have to.
And now we're working with a
We
Sith
will.
because we have to.
Yeah.
I know it sucks. And I know we don't want war. We don't want to continue fighting. We don't want anyone to die. But I think it seems like this is the best route for us to avoid even more death. We're trying to take out someone that does not care about the universe. And at least we're aiding with someone that at least Sijorn seems to have a line. He's not a madman trying to take over the galaxy. That we know of. I mean, you know, we'll see. That could be Io for all we know.
Spoiler alert.
But
That was the big bad.
That may not be his line, but he is not bothered to work with somebody who will do that.
But at the end of the day, just had Les Mis go right through my head on that one. At the end of the day, we will be stronger. Sorry. At the end of the day, working with someone like him to take down someone like Asitis is going to give someone like Drea the peace that she can grow up in. Even if we're the ones that have to fight for it now. I fear that if we don't do this, and we don't ever go on the offensive against Asitis, then we will have a full-blown war again. And Drea will grow up in a war-torn world. And people like me will be orphaned on planets that get destroyed or attacked. Because people like us didn't make efforts to work together before and prevent it. Who would have ever heard of a Mandalore Jedi and a Sith working together to stop a greater evil?
It's almost like it's one big game of make-believe in it.
There has to be balance.
Fine.
You want to
I'll
spar?
go through this.
I'll let you beat the shit out of me to make you feel better.
If you're willing to let me use my lightsaber.
Yeah, Yeah, she likes her lightsabers. Ven can't see us right now.
Let me go
Don't
get
think
the
you
armor.
heard that appropriately. Tell if heard that appropriately or not. That was an interesting reaction.
Oh, yeah, he's been grabbing lightsabers this whole time. Of course he has a lightsaber.
Mary's just okay.
Viri's seen him grab trophies and working on stuff on the ship. It's not a surprise to her.
Oh no, he worked on this one in private.
Yeah, but he's been grabbing lightsabers left and right.
Yeah,
This will make a fine addition to my collection.
my collection.
General Kenobi!
Oh my god.
Hello there.
Thanks.
Del will come back wearing what appears to be modified Jedi battle armor. It has been painted black. You see him wielding. It's a larger handle than what you'd usually have for a lightsaber. Are you ready?
Always. Are we actually playing this out? I was thinking it was going to be RP, but yeah, I'm down for it too.
I thought I was basically going to lead up to the point where like he would activate it, and then it'd be like, and they spar for the
Yeah,
next
pretty
couple
much. Yeah,
hours.
that's what I figured. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was...
So when you see him activate this saber, it actually is a more of a orange color.
Nice.
And the blade is a lot longer than a normal saber. It's basically the great sword equivalent.
It's a great sword of his lightsabers. Nice.
And he uses it one-handed.
Nice. I don't know, big man.
Let us begin.
The thing's gonna slow you down. 2 hours later. Okay. Wow. It's pretty cool. Are you doing okay now?
You know-
I only got a few burns.
You know, I don't see why you thought this would slow me down. It's light. The only thing weighty about it is the handle.
It's still big.
is
You still
kind
got to
of-
put it through the air.
It's fine. I'll let you try it sometime.
I'm good. I like these two suckers. Feel better?
I mean, not really, but I'll manage.
I'll take it. Now pick me up because I can't move.
He picks her up and carries her over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Aww.
I just pictured her like lying on her back, just
Yep.
holding her arms in the air pathetically.
Yep.
It's like, help, I'm so tired.
Just opening and closing her hands in the pick me up motion.
You're not an old man. I take it back. You're not an old man. Help me.
Hey, Del. Do you think we really can get Yara back alive?
I told the Mandalorians to not lay a finger on her unless it's to bring her in alive. Should any of them what's the word? Should any of them disagree? Thank you. Should any of them disagree and not follow orders, they'll have the leader of Mandalore to speak to. And then me.
I was about to say, it sucks that you're not leader Mandalorian. That's kind of got to be like a burn. But anyways. Thanks, Del.
Would Del want to be the leader of Mandalore? Like,
I was about to say, Del would go,
That's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of politics and stuff, and we can clearly see I'm not cut for that.
That's a. Ooh.
Yeah, you're what I call a violent diplomat. I like it.
Aggressive negotiation.
Aggressive
I would-
negotiations.
I
Sorry.
would refuse. If it was me, I would not want that kind of. Fuck that. Jeez. One of the reasons I will never be president.
Right?
Don't want it at all.
Anyway.
For the love of all that's holy.
Dale will drop her off in her room, send the med bot into her room,
Oh,
and he's gonna go looking for Drea, who's probably hiding from him because he was tearing apart machines left, right, and center.
I'm glad you're fighting on our side. Okay.
You find Drea in the living areas, snuggled up and sound asleep in Jax's arms, her tail wrapped around the child as she holds her, humming a melody that you recognize. It is a lullaby that Mandalorian mothers would hum to their children's at night to help them sleep.
Da,
Aw.
da, 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 da.
And when you enter the room,
Dun, dun,
Jax
dun,
kind of
dun,
looks up at you,
dun.
still holding Drea,
Da, da, da,
and she kind of finishes the
da, da,
lullaby
Dun, dun,
before she just kind of looks at you in silence
da, da, da.
before she goes, "Are you able?" Because if not, I asked if you were stable.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, stable. She didn't see it, did she?
No. You can thank my son for that.
Joseph.
He made sure to lead her away and distracted her. Till I was certain enough that you weren't going to bring that on board. And then motherly instincts took over.
Right. You're a bit better parent than I am.
The whole point of being a parent is there is no perfect parent. It's rule number one for you. But I think the children that I have found have turned out just fine. And so will this little one. She loves you more than she can express, I hope you know.
If only she knew.
To her, you walk on water. You can do no wrong. You have profound voice over her, and I foresee that following her as she gets older. But she is still a child.
I'll take her to bed.
Come sit with me for a moment. I promise it will not take much time. But I would like you to sit, please. She gestures to the spot next to her.
You'll sit down.
She removes one hand from Drea and reaches over and grabs your hand. which is a feat. Her tiny hands are dwarfed by yours. She brings your hand over and rests it on Drea's back, and as she's sleeping, her head rising and falling on Jack's chest with each breath she takes, you watch as your daughter gives a very small smile in her sleep at your hand on her. And Jax is staring at your face the whole time. She goes, "You see that? That is the reward you get for being a parent. Small, doesn't cost much, and there's no resale value, but it is worth every mistake we make." Aww. Not the intention, but as you do cry, Dell, her hand reaches up and just kind of brushes some tears off your cheek. And her hand kind of cups your jaw in a very motherly, maternal way. She holds onto your face and soothingly strokes your cheek. And she goes, "You are not perfect. Nobody is perfect, but you have a very large heart, Dell. It's why I am okay with my children being here with you and why I trust you with them. You are and will be a very good father to her. And as she grows up, she will know that she is very lucky to have the father she has. Someone who would do anything for her, protects her with every fiber of his being, and loves the little family that she's stumbled into. That is what we fight for as parents. And yes, sometimes it hurts. She pauses for a moment and her eyes just kind of move towards Mira's room. She's quiet before she takes in a very deep breath. There are some times when you will feel pain that you never thought you would feel. Far outweighs any pain that you felt in battle. And that is the pain of seeing your child in distress. That will motivate you, as it motivates me. And she kind of lightly pats your cheek and gives you a small little smirk. I am happy to help out however I can with little Drea. And you have your moments. And when they're through, I am here for you. And she kind of slowly moves her hand from your face and pats your hand on Drea's back. But once again, she begins humming that familiar, smoothing lullaby. You feel the weight kind of lift off of your shoulders from the stressful conversation. Her hum just kind of echoing around you and enveloping you, bringing you back to fond memories of childhood. And you feel a bizarre sense of peace once again as you sit there watching your child sleep, listening to this woman who is also a Mandalorian in the ship that has become your home with the people that you love most. And as drift off into your thoughts, that is where we will end today's session.
Woo.